Sports. Can you tell if someone would make a good employee, good coworker, good colleague in business by how they play sports? That's the question I want to ponder and see what you think. So I played many sports over the years, thousands and thousands of games, actually helped pay my way through school and done a little bit of coaching. And, just through that experience, I really believe you can actually tell someone's personality by how they play sports and how that personality may transition into the world of business. So let's look at some examples. So the most obvious one, of course, is if you see someone working hard versus slacking, right? So if they're working hard on the court, offense and defense, can you expect they might do the same in the real world of business? Communication. So I play a lot of basketball, and there's a lot of talking in basketball, although some guys don't talk at all. So the question is someone who's communicating a lot while playing their sport, will that translate to good communication in the work world? Generosity. So when you have a player who's perhaps a good scorer, do they pass the ball as much as they attempt to score, more so than they attempt to score? So are they generous in the sport with their teammates? Do they help their teammates? So defensively, when a teammate gets beaten, are they prepared to help that teammate? Do they accept responsibility when they do something wrong? Do they say, hey, my bad, my fault? Do you hear them say that? Or do you hear them or see them kind of assign blame under their breath, or just in terms of their body language when one of their teammates doesn't do something that worked out? So, do they accept that responsibility? Are they coachable? If you give them some advice, do they actually take it? Can they coach? So can they adjust to the game in real time as the game is developing? The other one I think is kind of interesting, and it's awareness of the environment around them, which sometimes translates to emotional intelligence. So for example, as I get older, our games are different with different people. We tend to slow down a little bit. We tend to take it a little bit easier. Even though everyone works hard, we tend to take it a little bit easier because we don't want to risk injuring someone, because not everybody's as good a shape as we once were. And so when somebody comes into that environment, are they able to kind of read the room, as we might say in business, right? And recognize that, hey, everybody's playing hard, but everyone is kind of taking a step back to make sure no one gets hurt. And, are they playing in that same capacity, or do they not even realize that they're playing in a reckless way? And I see that happen actually a lot at all levels of sport. And that, to me, that gives me a sense that they're not able to really read what's going on. It could potentially be a lack of emotional intelligence. So, of course, none of this is black and white. It all depends on various circumstances, including if someone is, how confident someone is in a particular sport. They may not be that confident, so they may be a little bit more reserved. But I do believe you can really tell a lot through that experience. So what about you? What do you think? Have you had this experience? Do you believe you can tell if somebody's going to be a good employee, coworker, colleague by how they play sports? Let me know. I'm Mathew Giorgio.